right, good morning.
Morning.
This is a Boston sunrise right here.
Yes. So we're halfway through this particular section, and we'll start reading now. Idolaters will always be afraid of love, for nothing so severely threatens the idolaters of the egoic thought system as love's approach. Let love draw near the idolaters and overlook the body, as love will surely do, and the idolaters of the egoic thought system will retreat in fear, feeling the seeming firm foundation of their temple begin to shake and loosen. Brother, you tremble with the idolaters of the egoic thought system. Yet, what you fear, which is love, is but the herald of escape. This place of darkness, the body, is not your home. Your temple, your relationship with God, is not threatened. You are an idolater no longer. The Holy Spirit's purpose lies safe in your relationship and not your body. Again, I think that's the kind of statement that's so important to us. The idea of a relationship, the idea of it is so different from the idea of a body. And it's changing the way we look at everything, really. We're talking about trying to combine with something rather than be something. You have escaped the body. Where you are, the body cannot enter, for the Holy Spirit has set his temple there, where you are, which is your Christ consciousness.
The Holy Spirit knows both the truth about what you are and how you've misperceived that truth. By replacing fear with love and forgiveness, the Holy Spirit can convert a special relationship from an unholy relationship to a holy one. This conversion is a miracle. It shifts your perception from the egoic thought system to the Holy Spirit's thought system. The temple home is not a place, but a state of mind. Our true, our true home is our holy relationship with God.
There is no order in relationships. Relationships either are or aren't. An unholy relationship is no relationship. An unholy relationship is a state of isolation, which seems to be what it is not. An unholy relationship is no more than that, seeming to be what it's not. The instant that the mad idea of making your relationship with God unholy seemed to be possible, all your relationships were made meaningless. In that holy instant, attempting to make your relationship with God seem unholy, time began. Time was born, and bodies made to house the mad idea of your attempting to make your relationship with God seem unholy and give this mad idea the illusion of reality. It's really hard to read this stuff fast. You take it in bits and pieces. You can't just swallow the whole thing because there are so many, like that last sentence, there's a lot of different ideas back and forth. You have to parse each one to get to the end of it. I'll read it again. In that holy instant of attempting to make your relationship with God seem unholy, time was born. That's a huge idea. And bodies made to house the mad idea of your attempting to make your relationship with God seem unholy and give this mad idea the illusion of reality. And so the illusion of an unholy relationship with God seemed to fill a home in the body that held together for a little while in time and vanished. What could house this mad idea against reality but for an instant?
Hmm. This world of perception was made by the egoic belief that we could be something other than as God created us. We claimed we had a will that was different from our Father. In that claim, we denied our true holy relationship with God and adjusted it into this weird illusion, unholy illusion of separation and fear. The body is the illusory hiding place of that part of the fragmented mind of the sonship. It is our home of the desire to be special or have a different relationship with God. It is the desire not to be a part of the oneness that is the shared mind of God. God, our source, does not will to have a different relationship with his cause. The sonship, God's effect, cannot change its cause, which is God's love. We, as the effect of God, can't go back and change God, no matter how hard we try.
Or try to be God, no matter how hard we try. We are simply the effect. We'll put that way. Idols must disappear and leave no trace behind their going away. The unholy instant of their seeming power is frail as is a snowflake. Without the snowflake's loveliness, is the unholy instant of the mad idea that your relationship with God could be unholy the substitute you want for the eternal blessing of the holy instant and its unlimited beneficence? Is the malevolence of the unholy relationship so seemingly powerful and so bitterly misunderstood and so invested in a false attraction, your preference to the holy instant, which offers you peace and understanding? I didn't read that right. Is the malevolence of the unholy relationship so seeming powerful and so bitterly misunderstood and so invested in a false attraction, your preference to the holy instant, which offers you peace and understanding? Then lay aside the body and quietly transcend the body and unholy relationship, rising to welcome what you really want, which is our holy relationship with God. And from the Holy Spirit's holy temple, look you not back on what you have awakened from, for no illusions can attract the mind that has transcended the illusion and left the illusion of the unholy relationship with God far behind. It's kind of like waking up from sleep and saying, "Oh, I want to go back where I was in the dream." It doesn't happen.
Doesn't work that way. No matter how
No,
much you want to be back in that same dream that you were just in,
yeah,
it
especially
wasn't
flying dreams.
it wasn't real. Transcend the thought system of the ego by choosing to follow the thought system of the Holy Spirit. Your desire for littleness will give way to the truth of your big S self, your higher self, what we call the Christ. The Holy Spirit's temple to truth resides in you, the Christ. Illusions disappear when seen in the light of the Christ. Our holy relationship with God is to be a co creator with our Father. This is the extension of the perfect, whole, and complete mind of God.
The holy relationship reflects the true relationship the Son of God has with his Father in reality. The Holy Spirit rests within the holy relationship in the certainty that the true relationship the Son of God has with his Father in reality will endure forever. The holy relationship's firm foundation is eternally upheld by truth, and love shines on the holy relationship with a gentle smile and tender blessing love and truth offers to its own. Here, the unholy instant is exchanged in gladness for the holy one of safe return. Here is the way to true relationships, held gently open, through which you and your brother walk together, leaving the body thankfully behind and resting in the everlasting arms. Love's arms are open to receive you and give you peace forever.
The return of the sonship to its sanity is certain. God has never acknowledged the sonship's illusion of an unholy relationship as the Father's reality, and therefore the separation has no reality in heaven. God's one and only judgment is that his creation, the sonship, is the extension of himself, eternally perfect, whole, and complete. This is the will of God.
The body is the ego's idol, the belief in sin made flesh and then projected outward. This egoic belief in sin produces what seems to be a wall of flesh around the mind, keeping the mind prisoner in a tiny spot of space and time, holden unto death, and given but an instant in which to sigh and grieve and die in honor of its master, the ego's belief in sin. And this unholy instant in which the belief in sin was projected outward in the form of the body seems to be life, an instant of despair, a tiny island of dry sand, bereft of water, and set uncertainly upon oblivion. Here in this projected body form, does the Son of God stop briefly by to offer his devotion to death's idols and then pass on. And here in the world made flesh, he is more dead than living. Yet it is also here in the world of flesh born of perception, he makes his choice again between idolatry and love. Here in the world of flesh born of perception, it is given him to choose to spend this instant paying tribute to the body or let himself be given freedom from the body. Here in the world of flesh born of perception, he can accept the holy instant offered him to replace the unholy one he chose before. And here in the world of flesh born of perception, can he learn relationships are his salvation and not his doom.
The ego made this world to be a place God's love couldn't enter. The Holy Spirit takes this egoic world, which was born to prove the reality of the separation, and undoes the entire thought system of the ego. By utilizing the tools of forgiveness and love, the Holy Spirit transforms all unholy relationships into holy ones. This is done in an instant by the miracle. The miracle is a change in perception. We choose for the Holy Spirit and the voice for love. The illusory world of flesh, born of perception, has become the battleground between the two thought systems of fear and love.
You who are learning to make the choice between egoic idolatry and love may still be fearful, but you are not immobilized. The holy instant is of greater value now to you than its unholy seeming counterpart. And you who have learned you really want but one, which is the holy relationship. This is no time for sadness, perhaps confusion, but hardly discouragement. You have a real relationship, and this real relationship has meaning for you. A real relationship is as like your real relationship with God as equal things are like unto each other. That's a pretty strong,
Mm-hmm.
a real relationship. The real thing is as like your real relationship with God as equal things are like unto each other.
Mm-hmm.
Idolatry is past and meaningless. Perhaps you fear your brother a little yet. Perhaps a shadow of the fear of God remains with you, reminds you. Yet, what is that shadow of fear to those who have given one true relationship, who have been given one true relationship beyond the body? Can they, who have been given one true relationship beyond the body, be long held back from looking on the face of Christ? And can they, who have been given one true relationship beyond the body, long without long withhold the memory of their holy relationship with their Father from themselves and keep remembrance of his love apart from their awareness?
No, they can't do that.
Thanks.
Once we start to reclaim our decision-making ability, we can choose again. That's it. Choose again. Each time we choose for the Holy Spirit, its voice for love reawakens the sleeping Christ within each of us. The pull of love becomes stronger than the fear of illusion. The miracle transforms fear into love and results in a growing sense of inner peace. The desire for this inner peace will lead us back to truth and the peace of God. And we'll touch on this tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Really. Thanks so much for being here with me.
My pleasure.